Hi students, hope you all are well. So students, we are again here today for discussing the remaining part of our unit 2, that is forms of business organization. Hope you have very well done the assignments of partnership, sole proprietorship and joint Hindu family business. After that, now the next form of business organization is cooperative society. So be prepared for this. Please note down the important points. Now here, what do we mean by cooperative? Cooperative simply means working together and with others for the achievement of common goals, common purposes. Cooperative society is a voluntary association of persons who join together with the purpose of welfare of the members. The basic purpose of establishment of a cooperative society is to serve for the welfare of the members, the persons who have formed this association, formed this cooperative society. And cooperative society aims to protect and promote economic and social interests. It is an association of persons, not of capital. That is, not for the sake of capital. The cooperative society is set. It is set for serving the society. And for a cooperative society, it is compulsory that it have to register itself under the Cooperative Societies Act 1912. Minimum 10 persons are required so that a society can be formed. And as far as its capital is concerned, capital is raised from its members through issuing of shares. So shares is the best way to get the amount of capital which is needed the cooperative society so that it can run its business operations. And when a cooperative society gets registered, it gets its separate legal identity, अपनी एक अलग पहचान बन जाती है. And overall, these societies are based on the principles like each for all and all for each, and self-help through mutual help. So this is about the meaning and definition of cooperative society. Now, as far as the features, characteristics of a cooperative society are concerned, so these we will discuss now. Number 1, it is voluntary membership. Any person which is of 18 years, that is major, and having a common interest in cooperative society can easily become its member. And a person is free to join and leave the society whenever he desired. Just he has to give a notice for this. And no person can be forced to join the association or to continue as a member. There is no bar or discrimination on the basis of religion, caste and gender. So any person, whether it is male, female, of any religion, whether it is Muslim, Hindu, Christian, Sikh, can become the member of cooperative society. And next is legal status. It is necessary for a cooperative society to get itself registered. So its registration is compulsory. After registration, a cooperative society becomes a legal entity which is separate from its members. That is, in other words, we can say it can own property and make contracts on its own name. It can also sue and be sued in its own name. And being a separate legal entity, it is not affected by entry or exit of its members. That is, no effect of the entry and exit of the members of cooperative society is there. Next is limited liability. The liability of the members of a cooperative society is limited to the amount which they have contributed in form of capital. So maximum risk of a member is the subscribed share capital. Subscribed share capital means part of share capital for which person or the members have subscribed, applied. Next is control. As these societies are run on a democratic pattern, as equality is the essence of cooperative society. All members affect a managing committee through one man, one vote system. That is, in cooperative society, each person is having only one vote. Voting power is equal. And the power to take decisions entirely lies in the hands of the elected managing committee. However, the members of the society are allowed to give their suggestions, opinions, and problems if they are facing any. And next feature is service motive. The basic objective of establishment of a cooperative society is to serve. That is, it is formed with a service motive rather than motive of maximization of profits. If any surplus is generated, means any profit is there due to the good operations of society, it is distributed amongst the members of the society in forms of dividend. Dividend is a part of profit, we can say. So this is all about features of a cooperative societies. Now, what are its merits? That is, what are the advantages of cooperative society? As usually, we are discussing the features, merits and demerits of all types of forms of business organization. Now, we are also discussing the merits, advantages of cooperative societies. The first and foremost advantage of cooperative society is equality in voting right or in voting status. The principle of one man, one vote governs the cooperative society. Here each member is entitled to equal voting rights irrespective of amount of capital they have contributed. That means it doesn't affect how much amount of capital they have contributed. They are supposed to give only one vote. Second is limited liability. This is also an advantage of cooperative society, that the liability of every member in the society is limited to the extent of amount, that is capital, which they have contributed. उन्होंने जितना बिजनेस में पैसा लगाया है वहीं तक ही उनकी लायबिलिटी सीमित है. सो द रिस्क ऑफ फाइनेंशियल लॉस इज लिमिटेड. पर्सनल assets of members are safe, so these cannot be used to repay business debts. Next benefit is of its stable existence. Cooperative society is a corporate body and its existence, that is its survival, is not affected by the death, insolvency or insanity of the members. कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता अगर किसी मेंबर की डेथ हो जाए, वो इंसॉल्वेंट हो जाए या फिर पागल या दिवालिया हो जाए. Thus, it enjoys continuity of life over a long period of time. Next benefit is economy in operations. Cooperative society is generally managed by the members themselves. As the society's main aim is to eliminate middlemen, it helps in reducing costs. The members of the society are the customers or producers, which ultimately reduces the risk of bad debts. Bad debts means the amount which will not be got. जो मिलने वाला नहीं है, ऐसे अमाउंट की लॉस को कम करता है. फिफ्थ बेनिफिट इज सपोर्ट फ्रॉम गवर्नमेंट. As cooperative society is based on democratic pattern, it enjoys special exemptions and concessions from the government, such as these concessions are in form of low taxes, subsidies and low interest rates on loans which cooperative society has taken for operations of business. A next point of benefit is its easy formation. Cooperative society can be easily started with any 10 adult members above 18. So, the legal formalities which are involved in registration of cooperative societies are a few. And its formation, which we have discussed earlier, is governed by the provisions of Cooperative Societies Act 1912. So this is all about the merits, advantages or the plus points of cooperative societies. With its benefits, it also has certain limitations. कुछ कमियां भी हैं. What are these? Number 1 is limited resources. A cooperative society always faces shortage of resources because it is run by the members, and the members who are also having limited means, and the low rate of dividend on investment is also acting as a hindrance in attracting more members and getting more capital from its members. So limited resources is its one limitation. Second is inefficiency in management. We can also say inefficient management. The societies are not able to employ experts, specialized persons because of their inability to pay them higher salaries. Societies are not able to pay the employees high salaries. So these are not able to employ specialized persons in management. And the managing committee elected by the members, its members are generally not professionally equipped to handle the management functions effectively. So it is also facing the problem of inefficiency in management. Third one is lack of secrecy. Cooperative society suffers from the lack of secrecy as its affairs are discussed openly in the meetings, because it is an obligation as per the Societies Act to disclose the things. So these are known to all the members, and every member is free to inspect any book of the society at any time. Next disadvantage or demerit is government control. In return to the privileges which are offered by the government, cooperative society is bound by rules and regulations like auditing of accounts, submission of accounts, etc., which reduces the flexibility in operations, and the control which is exercised by the state cooperative departments also negatively affects its freedoms in operations. So due to excessive government control, cooperative society is not free in performing its operations. It has to consult with the government. Next is differences in opinions. There are internal quarrels due to different opinions of the members and due to lack of cooperation among the members, which really leads to difficulty in making efficient decisions. Some members attempt to give preference to their personal interest instead of service motive. So, due to these reasons, cooperative societies are not set suitable in some of the circumstances. So, this is all about the meaning, features, merits, demerits of cooperative societies till now, which we have discussed. Now next is types of cooperative societies. This is also a very important topic. Generally, question on different type of cooperative societies is asked. So there are so many types of cooperative societies which are based on its nature of operations. So these we are discussing now. First of all, consumers cooperative societies. So as the name itself tells you, consumer cooperative societies, these are formed by the consumers so that they can acquire good quality products at reasonable prices. The basic purpose of these societies is to eliminate the middlemen by purchasing goods in bulk quantity directly from the manufacturers. And if there is any profit or surplus, it is distributed among the members of the society. That may be on the basis of their capital contribution or in proportion of their purchases which they are making. Next is producers cooperative societies. So producers cooperative societies are generally formed by small producers. Small producers who desire to get inputs for production of goods so that they can meet the demands of consumers. Consumers को जो चीज़ें चाहिए वो चीज़ें प्राप्त करना और उन्हें देना ही बेसिक पर्पस होता है प्रोड्यूसर्स कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज़ का. These are formed to face the competition from large scale producers. They persons or these societies are also known as industrial cooperative societies. The basic aim of this society is to fight against the big producers and want to enhance the bargaining power of small producers. And for the purpose of this, the society supplies raw materials. Inputs means raw materials, equipments to the members, and then purchases their output, produced things for sale. These societies are established for the benefit of small producers. This we have to keep in mind. Now next is marketing cooperative societies. Marketing cooperative societies are voluntary association of small independent producers who desire to sell their output. Now keep one thing in your mind, that producers cooperative societies are the societies which are formed by small producers, but they desire to procure inputs, and in marketing cooperative societies the producers desire to sell their output. This is the basic difference between these two types of cooperative societies. Through one centralized agency, through organized agency, and the members of these cooperative societies include producers who also want to obtain reasonable prices when they are selling their produced things, that is their output. These societies also perform marketing functions like transportation, warehousing, packaging, etc., so that their output can be sold at the best possible price. And whenever there are profits, these profits are distributed amongst the members in proportion to their contribution of their capital or to their contribution to the common pool of output, जितना उन्होंने उत्पादन किया है उसके बेसिस पर. Next is farmers cooperative societies. Farmers cooperative societies are formed by the farmers to jointly take up farming activities, so that joint efforts in farming activities can be taken in order to gain the benefit, that is to get the benefit of large scale farming and higher productivity. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा खेती की जा सके और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा उसकी उत्पादकता को बढ़ाया जा सके. These societies are established so that the interest of the farmers may be protected, for the sake of which these societies provide better inputs at reasonable cost. Farmer cooperative societies are also known as agricultural cooperative society. The society provides better quality seeds, fertilizers, machinery, and other modern techniques for use in cultivation of crops. The basic aim is to improve the output and the return to the farmers. Next is credit cooperative societies. Credit cooperative society is formed to provide short-term financial assistance to the members in the form of loans. अपने मेंबर्स को लोन्स देकर ये सोसाइटीज फॉर्म की जाती हैं. The basic purpose of these societies is to protect the members from the exploitation of lenders who charge high rates of interest on loans. So the society provides loans to members out of the amount which they have collected as capital, and also charges low rates of interest. Last is cooperative housing societies. Cooperative housing societies are formed by those persons who want to get residential accommodation at lower prices, that is at lower cost, at minimum cost. And these societies help these persons to construct houses at a reasonable cost with their limited income. And the basic objective of this society is to solve the housing problems of the members. And also, these societies give the options of the payment in installments. So this is all about the types of cooperative societies. So in today's lecture, we had discussed the meaning of cooperative society, its features, its merits, its demerits or disadvantages, and the different types of cooperative societies. I hope you have got it, as this is not a difficult topic. After discussing sole proprietorship and partnership, I hope it is clear to all of you. Now at the end, this is time for assignment, that is the questions for practice. Question number 1. Identify the type of cooperative society from each of the following cases. First part is, it is formed by group of producers to procure inputs for production of goods to face competition from large scale producers. Second is, it is formed to provide short term financial assistance to the members. Third is, it is formed by small producers to sell their output through one centralized agency. Fourth is, it is formed by consumers to obtain good quality products at reasonable prices. And fifth one is, it is formed by farmers to jointly take up farming activities to gain benefits of large scale farming. So you have to identify the type of cooperative society from all these cases. Second question is, discuss the characteristics and limitations of cooperative form of organization. Question number 3. What is the minimum number of persons which are required to form a cooperative society? Next question. Whether registration of a cooperative society is compulsory? Next question. Question number 5. Cooperative society offers various advantages as compared to other forms of business organizations. Comment. You have to comment on this statement by giving reasons. Last question. Make a comparative study of different types of cooperative societies. So this is all about your questions for your assignments and your practice. Hope you have got through. Meet you soon. Okay. Thank you.